Welcome to the Explainer. So, you think companies are innovating at hyperspeed, right? Think again. It turns out a lot of what we think is massive corporate growth is literally just bureaucrats updating Excel sheets. Seriously. Today, we're exposing a massive statistical illusion hiding inside European economic data. It's a total mirage, and honestly, it's going to completely shatter how you view market innovation. Let's look at the hard data. Prepare to have your mind blown. You know the saying, numbers don't lie? Well, data lies, and it lies with a completely straight face. We live in this hyper-fast world, right? We're constantly bombarded with news of new product launches, so we just assume the market is relentlessly dynamic. But don't let these surface-level numbers fool you. Today, we're aggressively debunking this myth of hyperspeed corporate innovation. Because that booming, dynamic economy you think you see in the official reports, it's actually a carefully designed digital illusion, a massive systemic flaw, and we're going to tear it down piece by piece. Just look at this staggering number right here, 40.2%. The raw data swears to us that over 4 out of 10 expert products are entirely new every single year. Let that sink in for a second. 40%, it sounds like an economy just bursting with unparalleled vitality, right? Like factories are churning out miracles on a daily basis. But nope, it's totally wrong. It's essentially beautifully packaged poison for analysts. We cannot blindly trust these raw numbers because the underlying truth, it's actually kind of absurd. Okay, let's meet the primary suspects behind this massive illusion. First up in the lineup, we have the CN8 classification system. Now, this is supposed to be a rigorous 8-digit data structure. Its one and only job is tracking every single physical item imported and exported across the European Union. And sure, on paper, it sounds super meticulous, highly professional, thousands of highly specific categories. But in reality, it's a constantly mutating maze. It leaves even top economists wandering around totally blind. This right here is the root of the lie. And then we have suspect number 2, the PC8 classification. So while CN8 handles trade, this system specifically tracks domestic physical production within Europe. Basically, what are the factories actually making? Again, sounds highly organized, doesn't it? But man, lift the hood on this engine and you will recoil. There is zero precision here. And worse, it completely fails to align with the trade data we just talked about. It's just a disconnected structural mess, a total administrative disaster. But wait, here is the truly shocking, just totally absurd reality of it all. These official classification codes, they aren't permanent, not even close. Every single year, administrators relentlessly shuffle these codes around. They merge them together, they split them apart, they completely rename them. And guess what? There is zero economic reason for this. None. It is purely administrative busy work. So what looks like market dynamism is actually just an administrative tsunami. It creates total structural chaos right at the foundation of our data. This visual right here brilliantly captures the grand deception playing out. See that explosive corporate innovation on paper? Those massive game-changing product launches? What are they actually? In reality, it's literally just an administrator sitting at a desk renaming a category. Product A suddenly gets reclassified as Product B, and boom, the data registers a massive new product launch. It's hilarious, but also kind of tragic, right? The actual factory floor didn't change one bit. Only the government spreadsheet changed. All right, so how do we end this lie? Researchers had to bring out the heavy machinery for this. They realized manual checking was literally impossible, so they deployed a powerful custom algorithm. Instead of just looking at surface names, this code hunts down what they call code ancestors. The process goes like this. Step 1, identify all the obsolete and newly created codes. Step 2, group them into isolated synthetic sets. And step 3, painstakingly reconstruct an accurate historical family tree across decades of data. Now, this is real structural analysis. You can think of this algorithm as a brutal, highly efficient data translator. It takes thousands of chaotic changes, shrinking product families, categories that suddenly inflate out of nowhere, and it forcibly binds them together into one unified synthetic code. Why go to all this trouble? Because we have to stop the statistical bleeding. The old data is practically hemorrhaging false positives. It's only by stitching these broken, mutating pieces together that we can finally find the actual true economic pulse of the market. Now, notice the core architecture of this solution. It's essentially a surgical procedure on the data. The algorithm ruthlessly amputates mismatched information like industrial services and random fuel categories that are just polluting the numbers. It takes those entirely disjointed international trade systems and domestic production systems we mentioned earlier, and it forces both of them into a single unified standard. They call it HS6+. It's basically the ultimate taming of totally wild, unstructured data. Okay, enough theory and methodology. Let's get to the fun part, the hard proof. This is the face-slapping moment where the lie completely shatters. Researchers took millions of actual microscopic data points from real Belgian firms between 1995 and 2003. So we aren't guessing anymore. We're going to use this mathematically cleansed ledger to completely destroy the hyper-innovation myth once and for all. Brace yourself for the harsh impact of reality. The correlation you're looking at right now is absolutely undeniable. Just look at the timeline. Those specific years that originally showed massive product churn and explosive corporate vitality, well, guess what they perfectly align with? They exactly match the years that bureaucrats completely overhauled the classification codebooks. Every single spike in innovation is literally just a spike in paperwork. I mean, come on, that is not a coincidence. It is the definitive smoking gun. The grand illusion is officially exposed. And the impact of this cleanup? It is totally devastating. Once the data goes through this mathematical car wash to scrub off all that administrative dirt, the value of newly added export products drops off a massive cliff. It plummets from a hefty 7.7% all the way down to a pathetic 3.5%. Boom! More than half of that supposed economic innovation instantly vanishes into thin air. Because it never existed in the first place. It was purely a mirage generated by bureaucrats. And hey, it isn't just international exports lying to us. The domestic production narrative gets completely destroyed here too. When you apply this newly unified yardstick, the fake volume of added and dropped products plummets by over 10%. The facts are glaringly clear now. Factories are mostly just humming along steadily, making what they've always made. Literally no one is frantically churning out magical new inventions at the rate the raw data falsely suggests. So this algorithm is clearly the undisputed hero for assassinating fake economic dynamics, right? It conclusively proves that real corporate innovation is actually incredibly slow, very methodical, and highly steady. But there is a brutal cost to this method. If you run the smoothing algorithm over decades of data to achieve that macro-level uniformity, you are forced to obliterate the granular, micro-level details. It's a painful trade-off for sure, but it's a strictly necessary one if we want to find the actual truth. So after this absolutely brutal reality check, we are left with a chilling question. Every single day, we build corporate strategies, we draft government policies, and we base massive investment decisions on so-called data-driven analytics. But are you absolutely certain the foundation you are standing on isn't lying to you? Don't let a bored bureaucrat spreadsheet dictate your reality. You have to always question the raw numbers. Thanks for joining this explainer. We'll see you next time.